Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the SCSRA Fortuna Iron Truck Series here on Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. We're getting ready for our final race before the playoffs start here in the SCSRA. Sorry for the little bit of a late start, but we are here. We are live, and we are with you flag to flag here in our second race of our truck doubleheader here tonight. Let's take a look at the points coming into tonight. We see Brian Canuti up at the top of the board. Devin Butchino sitting back in second with about a 30-point gap between the two. Then we go back to Eddie Morse, almost 50 points back in third. Those three drivers with wins. Then Bobby Mays sits back in fourth. Michael Rosenberger in fifth. Craig Schroeder, Todd Mays, David Hartney, and Brian Merle Jr. are your top nine moving on to the playoffs at the moment. Now, we see Michael Provolt, Derek Chaput, Eli Raposa sitting back 10th, 11th, and 12th. They're sitting on the bubble. We see the notables, David Wright and Kyle Mays and Joe Wright, tied for 14th. Because there's two different series, the drivers have to claim which series they're going to be running for. And after tomorrow's race or tonight's race, they will be claiming which series they want to, or which series they want to be eligible for points moving forward. Because you can't win both the Truck Series Championship and the Xfinity Series Championship. We want to make it fair so that everybody has a chance. So right now we have just a few more minutes left in practice. Looks like, actually I take that back, we got about 15 seconds left in practice. Currently at the top of the board is the 68 of Devin Butchino, as he's side by side with the second fastest driver, Brian Canuti. Yeah, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Just saw a fantastic race in the Doghouse Racing League. And Eddie just asked if I feel better. Yes, Eddie, I feel much better. Thank you. So here we go. We got we just had a fantastic race in the Doghouse Racing League Shoney's Truck Series. A wild finish in that one, and a wild race in that one in general, and a great race. So if you get a chance after this one, go back and watch that one. We've got Michael Rosenberger, one of the first trucks to hit the track here tonight, and this is the first race in the new build. So there are some new features that came out. None of them are going to affect tonight's race, but they could affect coming to the playoffs or possibly next season. So iRacing has released the restart zone. And you'll see as Rosenberger comes towards the start-finish line, you see that Geico on there. This race will not have a restart zone, but basically, just like in real NASCAR, if the leader fires off before that, he will get flagged. Everybody has to maintain pace speed up into the zone, and as soon as the leader goes, the green flag comes out. If the leader doesn't go by the end of the restart zone, then the green flag's thrown and racing will resume. Again, that's not in play here tonight. The rulebook states that the leader can go as soon as the pace car pulls off onto pit road. So we'll see the standard restart rules here tonight. Rosenberger showing some speed here at Nashville Superspeedway. Even though it's titled as a super speedway, it's not a true super speedway. We're not going to see any drafting or anything like that here tonight. But this is a 1.33 mile concrete oval. That's right, it's concrete. That's going to make it very slick here tonight. Turns are banked at 14 degrees. Cody Moore currently up at the top of the board. Just ran a 29.96 to put him up there. Brian Canuti with a little throwback paint job to himself. I haven't seen him run that paint job in about 2 seasons now, and he's coming to start his first of 2 laps here tonight. How about Uncle Todd Mays? Up to the 2nd position home track for the Mays Mafia and Eddie Morris. As Canuti makes his way off of turn number 4. See where this lap will put him on his first lap. Currently in the 2nd position. Down into turns 3 and 4. And Brian Canuti is going to bring it back to the stripe. He's going to put himself up into the pole position. Currently the first driver. No, I take that back. I was going to say the first driver to crack the 29.9 mark. But a couple drivers have. There's 3 drivers that have. Now the only other driver who could... actually, Devin Butchino did just jump up onto the provisional pole, and he's going to shut it down after just 1 lap. Bobby Mays making his way out on the track. Him and Joseph Wright. And being a concrete oval, the tires are going to be premium here tonight. I do know with a fuel run, the tires do fall off about 2.5 seconds from the beginning of the run to the end of the run. So we'll see that tonight come into play when drivers come down to pit road, take tires. Or see if somebody runs a strategy trying to make it just a 2-stop race. Bobby Mays makes his way off of turn number 4 down to the stripe. His first lap is going to put him up into the 14th position. Now back to the start-finish line. And Bobby Mays is going to move himself up into the top 10. Eddie Morris out on track. Again, home track for Eddie. First lap puts him up into 11th. See if he's able to improve on his second lap. We've seen most of the fast laps come on the first lap. Oh, Eddie catches the wall. That's going to disallow his lap, and he's going to stay currently in the 11th position. With about 3 minutes left in qualifying, still have 4 drivers yet to take the track. William Walter with the 5th, Joe Wright, Brett Merle and Brandon White all yet to qualify. Actually, I take that back, as Joe has gone out on track, but it looks like he might have hit the wall and disallowed his time. So 3 drivers yet to qualify, as we see Brandon White just rolling off of pit road in the 19 machine. Let's ride along with Brandon here as we can see the track from the driver's eye. See just how little he's turning that wheel. And I know some drivers using extreme rear brake bias try to get the truck to turn, and you can see he drives down in the corner and the truck just does not stick down on the bottom. He's going to shut it off here across the line, and he will be in the 18th position. It looks like with just 54 seconds left, we're not going to have any other takers onto pit road. So we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcast. We just saw Brandon White just flying by there. I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. And here at Nashville Superspeedway, again, not a true super speedway, 1.33 mile concrete oval, 14 degrees of banking. Track opened up originally in 2001, closed down in 2011, reopened last year in 2021, held a Cup Series race. It's been some great racing since then, and hopefully tonight we're going to see some fantastic racing here as well. Let's take a look at your starting grid. And Devin Bucciano in the 68 will be your pole sitter, with Cody Moore starting from the 2nd position. Brian Canuti rolls off 3rd, and Todd Mays in 4th. Michael Rosenberger round out your top 5. 6th place belongs to Kyle Mays, with Craig Schroeder starting in 7th. Eli Raposa in the 8th position. Nick Mather in 9th, and Bobby Mays rolling off from the 10th spot. Back in 11th is Eddie Morris and Dave Wright. 13th belongs to David Hartney, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, and Michael Provolt round out your top 15. 16th is Brian Merle Jr., with Derek Chaput in 17th, Brandon White 18th, rounding out row number 10, Mark Shavers and Will Witt. Joe Wright and Brett Merle will round out the rest of the field here at Nashville. So let's get ready for 70 laps here. The last race before the playoffs. Next week, we start the playoffs at Martinsville. So we go from a 1 mile concrete oval to the paperclip of Martinsville. So that's going to be a challenge for these drivers, going from one track to the other. One track built for speed and the other real tight quarters of a short track. Then we'll move to our biggest track, Talladega, Atlanta, Michigan, and round out the season at Homestead. So here we go. We see the field rolling off of pit road and onto the track. Again, we want to thank everybody watching, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Share the stream. Think there's anybody who might want to see this race as well. Don't forget to let us know who you're rooting for. We have the chat open. We can talk to you. Let us know who you think's going to win here tonight. As Devin Butchino is going to lead them down to the green flag. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. And as we approach the green flag, field bunches up and waits for the flag to fly in the air. There it is. Green flag is in the air, and a great jump for Devin Butchino down on that low line. He's going to slide up in front of Cody Moore to give him a good entrance into turn number 1. Brian Canuti, though, already getting around Cody Moore to take over that second position. And Rosenberger is going to slide in front of Kyle Mays. Again, with the Mays Mafia, this being their home track, we should see the Mays boys get up towards the front pretty quickly. We saw some three-wide racing behind. Eddie Morris already trying to get up into the mix here. He's got the 46 of Eli Raposa up in front of him. Nick Mather going around Raposa on the low side. We see Bobby Mays and Eddie Morris side by side, a couple Tennessee boys, as they make their way down into turn number 3. Cody Moore has the 9 of Uncle Todd Mays right there on the back bumper. See Canuti using that apron, trying to shorten the track. It actually hurts him a little bit. Cody Moore was able to get to his outside. But here comes Todd Mays down on the bottom. Todd and Cody battling. Todd giving Cody a little bump there on the back bumper. Just behind, we see Rosenberger and Kyle Mays side by side for 5th position. Rosenberger is going to slide into 5th. While that's all going on, we still got a battle back here. Got a bunch of trucks almost under a blanket here. We see Nick Mather and Eli Raposa still going at it as Raposa tries to get the run up on the high side. Now he's going to cut down in front of Nick. And now Eddie Morris trying to get around the outside of Bobby Mays. And he's going to take that position away. So now Nick jumps down onto the apron, and that allows Raposa to get a good run on the high side. They are still side by side. In front, Kyle Mays and Craig Schroeder side by side. This is a battle for 6th and 7th. Our biggest mover through the field so far is the 82 of Joe Wright. Joe's currently up 6 spots from where he started, up into the 15th position. It's methodically making his way through the field as he's trying to get around his brother Dave. Now Eddie Morris and Eli Raposa are side by side. Ooh, Eddie gets a little tight there, pushes up the track just a little bit. Able to keep it off. You see almost some 3-wide racing as it looks like Dave Wright was trying to force in there 3-wide. Thought better of it. Here comes Derek Chaput trying to get around the 8 of Eddie Morris as well. Up front, Cody Moore has the 9 of Todd Mays right there on the back bumper, with Eli Raposa right there in the mix as well. I'm sorry, Michael Rosenberger. And it looks like Rosenberger gave him a little shove there. Little bump got him out of shape, and now Rosenberger is going to move up into the 4th position. Todd's fighting back hard on the high side. And just behind, we see Nick Mather and Kyle Mays battling side by side as well. It looks like Kyle Mays has gotten up into the wall. We see the right side of that truck has quite a bit of damage. And on a track that's fast like Nashville Superspeedway is, that is not going to help his speed, as we got some four-wide racing behind. Dave Wright was just up on the high side trying to get around David Hartney. Joe Wright right there in the mix as well. So great battles all over the track. Devin Buccino, though, currently your leader, and out to a big lead over almost a second and a half over second place Brian Canuti. See Canuti right there in the background. And Joe Wright using the high side trying to get around David Hartney. Again, almost three wide as Dave Wright got a little loose, almost got down into the door of Derek Chaput. Oh, Chaput gets a little loose into the corner. Now Joe Wright trying to make it three wide. Thinks better of it. He's got the 19 of Brandon White right behind him as well. Also trying to make his way through the field. This gaggle of cars continues to jostle for position. As Joe Wright's now moved himself up into the 13th position. He's starting to push hard up on that high side. But, you know, showing some speed early here. Has led every lap since the drop of the green flag. As we work lap number 13 of 70. Back up front, down a little further back, Dave Wright, Kyle Mays going at it. We see Joe Wright has cleared Eli Raposa. Moves himself up into the 12th position. Now he's going to look for a way around the 55 of Kyle Mays. Again, Kyle Mays off the pace right now with a bit of damage to the right side of his truck. Hoping for a caution so he can come down and get that fixed up. But so far, caution free through the first 14 laps of this event. Joe Wright makes the move around, moves himself up into 11th. Watch for that 82 tonight. He's been showing quite a bit of speed all through practice. Ran a full fuel run, kind of knows what the truck's going to do throughout the fuel run. So we had some three-wide racing behind. We saw a couple teammates, David Hartney and Eli Raposa, were three wide with, I believe that was Brandon White. Right behind, too, we see Will Witt struggling here tonight. Currently sits back in the 17th position. Mark Shaver's right behind him, so a couple drivers trying to get back up towards the front, but right now Will just not having the speed that he wants. Ooh, almost some contact between Hartney and Witt there. So back up front, Devin Buccino now has a 1.5 second lead over second place Brian Canuti. And Brian Canuti's got some competition coming. Cody Moore starting to run down Canuti. Last lap by, Canuti ran a 30.87. Cody Moore ran a 31.08, so a little bit slower that time for Cody, but previous laps Cody was starting to gain. Let's take a look at the lap history. There we go. You see a couple laps, the Cody Moore's been a little bit quicker. Now Brian Canuti running a little bit quicker. The green times there are the laps that Cody Moore ran a little quicker than Canuti, and now the orange ones are where Canuti's run faster than Moore. So and now Brian Canuti's turned it on to Devin Bucciano. Looks like Canuti is running faster than Bucciano now. So Bucciano's lead that was just a second and a half is now down to 0.7 seconds. I don't know if Bucciano maybe made a little contact with the wall to slow him down. Let's take a look here as he comes by. No, the truck looks clean. Could be that Canuti was just trying to hold off, keep those tires in a little fresher condition. So as we work lap 20, we're about to complete lap 20 of 70. Again, this is the last race before the playoffs here in the SCSRA. Brought to you by Fortuna Iron. And Canuti is right there on the back bumper. He's made up a ton of ground in the last few laps. We ride along with Devin Bucciano here. We all know it's one thing to catch the driver in front of you. It's another thing to pass him. Take a look at the back bumper. Canuti looking up to the high side into turn number 3. Bucciano really trying to fight hard on the low side. This is the battle for the lead as now Bucciano runs down on the apron. And into turn, oh. Not sure what happened here. Give me just a moment to there we go. We got drivers back on track. That was very strange. Sorry about that. Looks like iRacing server decided it wanted to have a little conniption there. As the race for the lead continues to run. Canuti's going to get the lead now. And he's going to start to pull away from Devin Bucciano. Cody Moore right here in the mix as well, as those two drivers are riding side by side. It's allowed Cody Moore to catch right up to our lead drivers. A little further back, we've got a battle between Nick Mather and Craig Schroeder. A battle for 6th and 7th. We have our first driver down on pit road. It's Mark Shavers getting tires and fuel. We see left sides going on the truck, and he's down and away. So our first taker onto pit road, trying to make it a 2-stop race. Cody Moore now looking underneath Devin Bucciano. It looks like Devin was just pushing really hard there at the beginning, burned off that right front tire. And he moves himself or finds himself falling backwards into the third position. Eddie Morris and Brandon White going at it side by side. It's a battle for 12th and 13th. Eddie Morris down on the low side. As Brandon White almost got up into the wall, able to hold on to it. Eddie Morris had to check up just a little bit right behind these two. Eli Raposa and Derek Chaput battling side by side. It's a battle for 14th and 15th. Kyle Mays makes his way down onto pit road. See, the right side of his truck is fixed up, so he took his reset. I imagine we might start seeing some other drivers, like our leaders, making their way down on the pit road. You know, Mark Shavers just came down on the pit road. His last lap was a 30.67. Our leader was a 31.63, so a second lap quicker for drivers that are coming in pit. Now, Joseph Wright making his way down on the pit road for 4 tires and fuel. Comes to his pit stall. He's going to go at least a lap down. Now a bunch of drivers on pit road. Bobby Mays on pit road. Eddie Morris making his way. Brian Merle Jr. on pit road as well. So pitting right now does put you just over a lap down. See Mark Shavers currently running in 15th. We see one driver making his way off the pit road. I believe that's Brian Merle Jr. Yep, coming off pit road. Don't know why his paint job is showing up all black. So up front, Brian Canuti continues the lead over second place Cody Moore. Cody, though, starting to chase him down just a little bit. Let's take a look at the lap times. And you see they've been kind of going back and forth, although the last 2 laps, Moore's been a bit quicker. As Devin Buccino has now made his way down onto pit road. It's that number 1 pit stall. He's going to take 4 tires and fuel. Brian Canuti. Oh, Canuti loses it coming onto the pits. Cody Moore has to take evasive action. That is a huge mistake for the driver of the 40. Unfortunately, the 52 also had to back up a little bit to keep from running over Canuti. And that's going to allow Devin Buccino to get on and off of pit road. Much cleaner than those two. We'll see what that translates onto the track after pitting. Michael Rosenberger is currently your leader with Craig Schroeder in second and Will Witt in third. And as Buccino comes across the stripe here, going to go right around Cody Moore. And Brian Canuti way out in front. I don't know how he was able to maintain his position. after almost losing it on the pit road. Although Devin Butchno is right behind and closing fast as they move around the 4 of Craig Schroeder, which is the current leader. And now Devin Butchno getting his lap back as well. Now Craig Schroeder, almost gets plowed by Cody Moore as he makes his way on the pit road. He hits the grass. He's going to lose it on the pit road. He might get a penalty for that. Right behind him, Michael Rosenberger coming off of pit road. We see Craig Schroeder and Will Witt on pit road currently. Will coming his pit stall first. That's going to give the lead to this race to the 84 of Dave Wright. So just 4 drivers yet to pit. Dave Wright stays out another lap. Michael Provolt, Derek Chaput, and Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. They will be the only 4 trucks who have yet to pit. You see Nick Mather on fresh tires along with Rosenberger on fresh tires, both going around the 84 of Dave Wright. And you can just see the speed difference the fresh tires give you. And now we see David Wright coming down on the pit road. He's going to do a little Tokyo drift getting on the pit road as well. He gets it slowed down. And on the pit road, that's going to give the lead to Michael Provolt in the Fortuna Iron Truck. As we see the trucks with fresh tires trying to work around the trucks with older tires, as here goes Michael Provolt almost missing pit road. That's going to give the lead to Derek Chaput. So now Chaput's going to lead a lap here at Nashville Superspeedway. And when Chaput comes down pit road, which it looks like he might be... No, he's going to stay out another lap. Once things cycle around, your leader will be Brian Canuti. Devin Butchno with a 1.5 second gap between him and Canuti. And then Cody Moore right there on the back bumper as well. See if Chaput makes his way down on the pit road this time. No, he's going to continue to stay out. It looks like Chaput's hoping for a caution to put himself on cycle. But he is losing a ton of time to everybody else, right? That last lap, he ran a 32.07. Your leaders are running a 30.50. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence has some issues. You see him running through the grass. I believe this is on the front stretch. As Derek Chaput has now made his way down on the pit road. Let's see what happened to Cheeseburger here, coming off of turn number 4. Oh, just loses it. Does a great job not spitting out across traffic. He makes the long trip through John Deere country. Looks like he's going to re-enter the track without issue as Chaput just finishes up his pit stop. Here comes your leader, Brian Canuti. That's actually going to put Chaput a lap down. Looks like he's had quite a long pit stop, 20.57 seconds. So Chaput leaves pit lane, and he will be running in the 20th position. A little further back, we see Joseph Wright and Michael Rosenberger battling side by side. Joe Wright up into the 7th position. His teammate, Eddie Morris, up into 6th. So a couple good runs for the Intensity Racing team. Currently running 6th and 7th. Dave Wright running in the 16th position after leading a few laps. And Cody Moore showing some speed, running down the 68 of Devin Butchino. This battle is continuing as Rosenberger has just got back around Joe Wright. And just behind, we see Derek Chaput on fresh tires. You're seeing the difference between 20 laps of tires as Rosenberger now makes his way around Eddie Morse. And just behind, Kyle Mays and Nick Mather and Craig Schroeder all battling for position. This is for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Don't look now. Cody Moore is there. He is right off the back bumper of Devin Butchino. They just got around the 74 of Brian Merle Jr. Lap traffic doing a nice job staying up and out of the way. As this battle is continuing, now Nick Mather trying to fight with Joe Wright. Here's Will Witt in the mix as well, and Will almost gets in the back of Nick Mather. Craig Schroeder up on the high side. We were almost 3 wide for a second. Will Witt trying to throw it in there. Joe Wright down to the bottom of the track, trying to take that preferred lane away from Nick Mather. Joe overdrives the corner. We are 3 wide. Almost 4 wide for a second. Joe Wright looks like he might have just caught the wall a little bit. He's sliding backwards as this battle is heating up here between Craig Schroeder, Nick Mather, and Will Witt right behind. Rosenberger trying to get around Bobby Mays, move him up into the top 5, and he will indeed climb up into the top 5. And Cody Moore has gotten around Devin Butchino. Let's take a look at the pass. Right down into turn 3, textbook. And that moves Cody Moore up into the 2nd position. As we have 18 laps to go, is it going to be enough time for Cody Moore to run down Brian Canuti? You're working around the lap truck of Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. And Cheeseburger staying up and out of the way, allowing him to go right on by. Where the front's kind of spread out, we're seeing the back of the field here running hard. We see Brandon White trying to get around the 82 of Joe Wright. And something's happened at 82. He showed so much speed earlier. Now he's been falling back steadily. Finds himself back in the 13th position. And across the line, just 15 laps to go. Looking to lock up that regular season championship here tonight. With just 14 laps to go. Bobby Mays sitting back in 7th. He's just got passed by Will Witt. Will Witt, who was struggling in the early part of the race, now sees himself up 14 positions back into the 6th spot. But he's got a 2.5 second gap between him and 5th place Michael Rosenberger. See Joe Wright and Eddie Morris, teammates side by side. Joe's going to get right around the 8. So he's going to move himself up into the 12th position. Joe trying to have a good finish here tonight. Trying to get up into the top 10, but right now sees himself running in 12th. Looks like that truck is starting to come back to him. Bobby Mays under attack from the 4 of Craig Schroeder. Schroeder showing a ton of speed right now. Right around the bottom. There's 7 laps difference between those two drivers' tires. And you're seeing what that difference can make. Schroeder makes his way around. And Schroeder's going to move up into 7th as Brian Canuti comes down the backstretch. And next time we cross the line, we'll have just 10 laps to go. Been a super fast race with no cautions up to now. And now 10 laps to go. And that's the only thing that Brian Newty does not want to see right now is a caution. Drivers that would love to see a caution right now, though, the 52 of Cody Moore as he's making his way through lap traffic, and the 68 of Devin Butchenow would love to see a caution come out to get themselves back in position. On fresh tires, I believe Devin Butchenow is the fastest truck on fresh tires. However, as they run right now, Brian Canuti on the long run showing the speed right now. And by a lot. He's run over almost 2 tenths a lap quicker than Cody Moore. And about 4 tenths a lap quicker than Devin Butchenow on these older tires. So Canuti not firing off the quickest, but definitely showing the long run speed. Battle back here. We see Nick Mather, Bobby Mays. Brian Merrill Jr. is the black truck. He is a lap down. Nick Mather looking down underneath Bobby Mays. They're side by side down the backstretch towards turn number 3, and Nick Mather is going to take away that position. See Mark Shavers and Brian Merle Jr. almost get up into it. That is a battle for position. That is for 17th and 18th, and almost some contact between those two drivers. And we see Shavers was just on pit lane on lap 50, and we're seeing just how much speed he's showing right now since pitting. But that might be a little bit too late. He currently finds himself back in the 17th position and 18 seconds behind 6th place Eli Raposa. Brian Nudie coming up on the lap truck of David Hartney. We have just 5 laps to go. I did see in the chat that a while ago Joseph said, wow, go Devin. Devin currently running on the podium right now, having a great point stay. But just not able to have the long run speed that Cody Moore and Brian Canuti have. He's pulling away from 4th place Todd Mays. Then you got to go 7.5 seconds back to 5th place Will Witt. As Brian Nudie comes across the line, 3 laps left here at Nashville Superspeedway. Off of turn number 4, the lap trucks of David Wright and David Hartney right in front of him. Once Canuti takes the white flag, the yellow flag will be put away. That's all Canuti's hoping for right now, is to see that white flag as they make their way off or through turns 3 and 4. White flag is in the air. One more lap for Canuti as he gets around the lap truck of David Wright. Down the backstretch, Canuti comes. Now on cruise control, letting David Wright back by. That way he doesn't have anything to worry about because he's got 3 seconds back. 2nd place, Cody Moore, as Brian Canuti comes off of turn number 4. And he wins here at Nashville Superspeedway. Cody Moore is going to come home 2nd. Devin Buccino in 3rd. Todd Mays comes across stripe 4th. And Will Witt coming back 15 positions from the start. Wasn't showing speed at the beginning of the race. Finds himself up in the 5th position. But a great run for the driver of the 40. Not just your winner of the race, but your winner of the regular season championship. So he burns it down here. Oh, Todd Mays makes some contact. While Canuti's trying to burn out. And I think we still had a couple drivers who were still racing for position there. So Brian Canuti gets the win here tonight. He's going to burn it down right here on the front stretch. He's going to take himself a Polish victory lap. As we take a look at the results. Again, Brian Canuti is your winner. Cody Moore comes home 2nd. Devin Buccino, Todd Mays, and Will Witt round out your top 5. Michael Rosenberger comes home 6th. Nick Matter in 7th. Craig Schroeder 8th. Bobby Mays and Brandon White round out your top 10. Kyle Mays comes home 11th. Joseph Wright in 12th. Eddie Morris 13th. Michael Provo 14th. Dave Wright in the 15th position. 16th is Eli Raposa, Mark Shavers in 17th, Brian Merle Jr. 18th, Derek Chaput, David Hartney round out your top 20, then Michael Lawrence and Brett Merle round out the rest of the field here at Nashville as we see Brian Canuti continuing his Polish victory lap here at Nashville. We're going to talk to our top three, starting with your third place finisher, Devin Butchno. Devin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, great job tonight coming home in third. We saw you show some speed all race long. Had the short run speed, just didn't have the long run speed there at the end. What was the difference between you and the other two drivers in front of you?
Yeah, they're just able to save the right front as the run went on. I've done it before, and I was making sure not to push my stuff in the beginning of the race, and they still caught me. And I was just, I don't know what I could have changed up. I was just talking to Brian. I guess I could use a little more trail braking on entry, but I was still doing a bit of it. Yeah, it's just one of those tracks that kind of like Kentucky, you can vouch for me. I just can't figure it out. I mean, show burst of speed, but the long run, it just definitely struggled.
Yeah, for sure. But another thing, the race went green flag. Was that kind of surprising you? Were you kind of expecting that yellow would have come out, and were you kind of hoping for a yellow there at the end to get yourself in position?
I mean, I was hoping, but I mean, if we came off pit road with those two in front, the Wikes, you guys would definitely control the restart, so it would have been tough. But yeah, surprised no cautions here with how tight it gets out of four. Didn't really play for it just because with this league these days you can't play for a caution anymore. It's turned into a great league, a lot of green flag racing. Said it from the jump we were going to pit at 35, and then saw the fuel window was a little bit bigger than we thought, so we came on 32. But they came in right after us, so we didn't get too much of an advantage.
Well, again, awesome job here tonight. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shouts you got to give? I know your buddy Joe is here watching the race here tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone watching. I got the stream going. I see a lot of people popped in, so thank you for popping in and watching. They wouldn't be able to if it wasn't for you, Josh. Everyone at Intensity. We can't thank you enough for doing this. Got to thank Fortuna Iron for putting the series on. Dev Sports Cards, Level Up Subs, and New Craft Line Jewelry. So jewelry, sorry. But yeah, thanks a lot for doing this, Josh.
I appreciate it, and congratulations on the podium. And did you? I don't know. Did you declare trucks or Xfinity?
Yeah, I'm missing the Xfinity Championship race for vacation, so we are trying to defend the truck title.
There we go. So there you have it, Devin Butchno, your last year's Truck Series champion, trying to defend here tonight. Again, congratulations. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Josh.
So you have your second place finisher. Let's talk to your third place finisher. Let's talk to your second place finisher, Cody Moore. Cody, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Man, great job tonight coming home in second, showing some long run speed where Butchino had the short run speed. Had a moment on pit road where Canuti almost lost it in front of you. That checked you both up, but you were both able to continue on and get out in front. That must have been a moment for you right there in front of you.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't confident that I was making pit road because I had to go a little far because I was worried the truck behind me was going to hit me because I run my virtual mirror. And Brian just came in hot, and luckily I was kind of high and I could avoid him. But yeah, that was almost a really bad calamity there on pit road.
Yeah, and then I believe it was Craig Schroeder was coming into pit road as the leader, and he almost missed pit road, and you almost got into him. So it just pit road seemed to be a tough place for a lot of drivers here tonight. Is it just because of the transition coming from the banking to the pit road that makes it tough?
That or lack of practice. I don't know. It's definitely a harder pit road to get into, but yeah, it could just be lack of practice.
I'm going to ask you the same question I just asked Devin as well. Another flag to flag, green flag race. I know it threw a lot of people's strategies out of the way, and I know you were probably hoping for a caution there towards the end to bunch the field back up. Are you surprised that it went green flag the whole way, and were you praying for that caution there at the end?
Yeah, I was surprised. I tell you the truth, I never had anything for Nudie. That dude was on another level tonight. So I don't think it would have mattered if a caution came out or not. I was happy to get around Pacino, and then yeah, I would have liked to get the win, but I just no matter what I tried shifting, I tried, getting heavy on the brakes going in, trail braking it in, all sorts of things, and I had nothing for Nudie tonight.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium, the second place finish. Before I let you go, anyone want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, of course. Grandma Hagerman, first and foremost. Dustin Dean sucks. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Maggie, for allowing me to do this. My kids, Papa Moore, he's watching at home. Josh and Atlee are his favorite broadcasters. I want to thank Drew Trader from Team Transcendent for giving me this paint job. Brian Nudie for running the league. Eddie Morris for doing all he does. And I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, but Intensity Broadcasting for doing an awesome job.
Awesome, man. And I asked Butch the same question I'm going to ask you here. Did you decide which way you're claiming? Are you going Xfinity or trucks?
I am not eligible for trucks.
Oh, that's
so should
right.
I
You were
go
not
for
eligible.
Xfinity?
I guess you'd have to go for Xfinity. I forgot you have to make 8 races. So, well, glad to see you in the truck series and showing the speed here. I forgot that you weren't eligible for that, so I wasn't sure. But hey, at least we know now. So,
yeah, I will be declaring for Xfinity just as all the top 9 in points should be doing.
All right, Cody. Well, have a great night, and again, congratulations on top 2.
Thanks, Josh. Bye.
So that was Cody Moore, your second place finisher. Let's bring in your winner tonight, Ryan Canuti. Canuti, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
What is up, my man?
Man, we were joking around before the race started, saying, you're gonna try. You wanted to win it, but second place would be okay too. But showing the speed here tonight, that was incredible. Looked like you were at first when Butchino and Cody Moore went around you there at the front at the beginning of the race. I'm like, well, Nudie's kind of falling back a little bit, but then you just took off and had the long run speed. What was the secret to the long run speed here? Because it looked like you had it and no one else did.
Just brake bias and just dragging that brake around the whole corner. Just trying to get that car to turn. Just able to keep that right front underneath me and also try to burn off that right rear, keep the car loose the whole time. Or the truck.
Yep. Well, you did a good job adjusting that brake bias. Although it looks like that brake bias almost bit you going into the pits. So
yeah. Oh man, dude, that was I definitely had to change my underwear on that one during the pit stop. That was a bad one. Luckily, Cody was behind me, and he was able to kind of check up enough to where he didn't get into me. Kind of, if he wasn't behind me when that happened, more than likely he probably would have got on and off pit road, beat me off, and I don't know if I would have been able to pass him. Just such a hard pass to make. That one pass that I made on Bacino for the lead, and that was one of the most fun 3 laps I've ever had racing against him. That was a blast.
For sure. And the fact that you almost lost it on pit road and still was able to get out in front was impressive in its own right. So congratulations on that. And man, just a great run. And I know for a fact you're claiming the trucks as you're declaring the trucks. Am I correct with that?
That is a 100% correct, sir. Going with a 20-point lead going into the playoffs, I will take that.
Not just that, but congratulations on the regular season championship. So I know that's a good feeling to have, and gives you the momentum moving on to Martinsville next week.
Yep. Thank you very much, sir.
So before I let you go, I know you've got a little laundry list of people you want to thank.
Oh, yeah, as always, I got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this. I got to thank you guys up in the booth. You guys do an awesome job. You and Atlee both Wednesdays and Thursday nights. Also, I got to thank all the admins. Some of them aren't here right now. Well, I guess just Sylvan's not here right now, unfortunately, just because he doesn't have internet. Hopefully, he gets it back soon. And Sylvan, where are the points? People are just wondering. I don't know if he needs me to do something. If you're listening, hit me up. And then also got to give a shout out to my teammates. Not necessarily my teammates in this one, but they definitely helped me out tonight. With Cody Moore, Nick Mather, and William Walter Witt the 5th. And then also got to give a shout out to Butchino. He gave me a hell of a run all season, but I won. So we'll see what happens in the regular season or the playoffs. For me, for the second round, it's going to be real rough. I'm going to miss 1 week. So essentially, I'm going to have to basically win, or I'm going to have to kind of really rely on those that 20-point buffer that I got.
Well, there you go. Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Congratulations on the regular season championship. And we look forward to seeing what the playoffs hold.
Yep, thank you. Oh, and as always, I got to thank Gil's Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, the fastest dump trucks in the Northwest.
There it is. Canuti, have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
So there you have it. Your winner tonight, Brian Canuti, gets the win, gets the regular season championship, and gets the momentum moving into Martinsville next week. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the SCSRA Xfinity Series will be going off. Atlee Atman Weiss will have the call for that. We will be also racing here at Nashville Superspeedway. Oh, I just want to double check that because before I put my foot in my mouth here. Yep, we will also be racing here at Nashville Superspeedway. So check us out tomorrow night here on Intensity Broadcasting. And as always, congratulations again to Brian Canuti. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our web store down below at intensitybroadcasting.com. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.